WSMV4 News. Today starts now with this breaking news alert.
Good Thursday morning, folks. That breaking news right now. A house fire out in West Nashville. Carly Gordon's on the alert desk with the latest on this. Hey, Carly.
Hey there, Holly. Our photojournalist Thomas Davis was out there on the scene. You can see lots of smoke smoldering there as firefighters still work to douse what's left of this fire. This is on Mercomatic Court. That's right off of Charlotte Avenue in West Nashville. Firefighters don't believe anyone was home when the fire started. A neighbor saw flames in the back and called 911. That fire, it spread quickly to the roof. We're going to stay on top of this and we'll let you know when we know how that fire started. I can tell you, Holly, looking at all of this damage here, it is looking like this home will be a total loss.
Definitely. All right, Carly. Also, more breaking news at this hour. You are waking up to 2 new shooting investigations from overnight with a teenager killed in one of these incidents. WSMV's Joylyn Bukovac is joining us live with what we know right now. Hey, good morning, Joylyn.
Hi, good morning, Holly. Yeah, the details are absolutely stomach-churning. This morning, police are investigating 2 different shootings that happened just about 5 miles apart from each other right here in Antioch. The first shooting happened around just after 11 o'clock last night along the 1500 block of Old Hickory Boulevard. Metro Police say a man was shot in the Burger King parking lot, and then he ran to the gas station across the street to get help and then collapsed. He is expected to be okay. Police are looking for that shooter. Then just about 45 minutes later, there was a shootout in the Stone Ridge apartment complex. Investigators say dozens of gunshots were fired. A car with 3 teenagers inside crashed into other cars while peeling out of that parking lot, trying to get away from the person shooting at them. They made it about a half a mile down the road and called for help. Medics say one of those teenagers was found dead outside of the car. The other 2 were taken to the hospital where they are now being treated for gunshot wounds. Right now, police are trying to figure out who shot at the teenagers and why. Back to you, Holly.
Oh, yeah, just devastating. All right, thank you with the latest. Still lots of questions and lots to get to with your weather as well. The latest on down Tropical Storm Ian and our weather here. Let's get you straight over to Stefano. Calm here in the mid-state right now, but it's chilly out there. Don't forget the jacket, right?
The jacket, the sweater, just something to prevent that little brisk morning from getting to you, especially if the kids are waiting around the bus stop for 5 or 10 minutes over the next couple of hours. They just need that light jacket, I think, for this morning. Nashville coming in right around 50. Dixon at 49 this morning. Good morning in Cookeville. We're at 46. Murfreesboro at 47. And Hohenwald right near 50. So your jacket meter, just the light jacket. We don't need to go any more puff than that as we go through this morning. And this afternoon should be a little bit warmer as well. So we should be able to shed that top layer going through the second half of our day. First Alert Live radar looks good. If you're thinking any problems for that morning commute as far as the weather is concerned, no need to worry. We will stay dry through the rest of our day today. Just watch for a little sun glare over the next couple of hours. If you're taking your furry friends for a walk, it's a good morning for a nice long one once again. We'll get back into the 60s as we get to the late stages of this morning and eventually getting back in the 70s for the most part today. Lower and mid 70s for that high under a mostly sunny sky, but it will be a little breezy once again. Wind to 10 to 15 miles per hour. Occasionally that will gust up around 25 miles per hour. Our sunrise comes in at around 6:40 this morning. And when I come back, I'll give you an update on what is now Tropical Storm Ian. I'll let you know if we're expecting any impacts here in the mid-state. But for right now, here's a check on the roadways with Ryan.
Stefano, it's time to head out the door if you are in South Nashville, the Antioch area. That's because we're following 2 different accidents there right now. One is at I-24 westbound. That's right at Briley Parkway. The other is an injury crash on Haywood Lane. That's a crash at Apache Trail. Now, I want to show you from Briley Parkway all the way down to Harding Place. This is what the backup is looking like this morning. So things are starting to clear, but there is still a backup. We do have one other accident. This is on the north side of downtown. This is at Old Hickory Boulevard. It's a crash at MacArthur Drive. You can see it's not on any interstate or highway, so you should be clear if you're coming in from, say, Madison this morning. Holly?
All right, Ryan with the latest and happening right now. Now Tropical Storm Ian continues to pummel parts of Florida. I'll get you over to Carly. She's on the alert desk with the very latest on this. Hey, Carly.
Hey there, Holly. This is a live look in Jacksonville Beach, and as the sun starts to come up a little bit, we're getting a better sense of what's going on. You can see this camera here just rattling. It's being pushed around by the wind. Right now, authorities are fielding rescue calls from across the state of Florida. 911 call centers are being inundated already. This is being called a life-changing event. Here you can see the wind and the rain in Kissimmee. Not a single soul out there on the roads because everyone there was hunkered down. And then here in Daytona Beach, you can see, yep, more of the same. This monster of a storm is flooding roads and homes. It's uprooting trees. Cars are floating in the streets, and this morning millions of customers are without power. The damage, as you might imagine, it is very extensive, and we're already seeing a lot of video coming in showing that damage. I'll share more of it with you coming up in just a few minutes. Holly?
Yeah, lots more to share. Thank you, Carly. We continue our coverage of the storm with what an Orlando woman is dealing with this morning. Madison McGrew is more than familiar with hurricanes as an Orlando native, but she says it's been a while since they've had to brace for a hurricane this massive. Right now, she is in a hotel in Orlando. She says there's a sense of uncertainty for her and others who are worried about what Tampa and that part of the state will look like this morning.
I think we're all a little bit worried about the flooding and if we prepared adequately back at home. Like, what happens if we actually can't return to normal when we get back to the coast?
Madison right there shared this picture of an empty shelf inside a local grocery store there. And now she says they've been bracing for the unknown. Right now, we know some Middle Tennesseans with the Red Cross are helping out residents there in Orlando. Coming up in our next half hour, more on their mission and how you can help. More hotspots are right now available to help storm victims stay connected. Telecommunications giant Comcast says it has now opened upwards of 200,000 Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots. That's in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. Those public hotspots are available, they say, for free to everyone. That includes non-Xfinity customers. Hey, and don't forget, you can keep track of now Tropical Storm Ian on our First Alert app. All you have to do, just search WSMV4 weather. It's right there in your app store. You can download it for free. All right, 6:07. Right now, we know several people are without a home after an apartment fire in Clarksville. Crews there called the complex there on Verkler Drive just before 8 last night. They say one tenant turned the stove on and then left the apartment. Well, 8 apartments had to be evacuated. The Red Cross was called in to help all those families. New this morning, Clarksville police say you can expect to see more officers on the roads, all in an effort to make sure you are being safe while driving. Officers say to buckle up, be certain that your children are in the appropriate safety seat or booster seat. They say between January and August, police say there were nearly 50 crashes involving people who were not wearing seatbelts there. 71 people were hurt. 6 people died in those incidents. Yesterday, we were telling you about a warning from Metro Police. Now, they are also urging you to think about safety as you head out to work this morning. Officers say as of September 27th, nearly 110 people have died in crashes, and that's just this year alone. All right, Stefano, checking in with you. A cool start out there.
It certainly is a nice chill of the air as we're stepping outside this morning. So as you're getting the kids' clothes ready, just make sure you lay out that jacket or have it by the front door for them, or at the very least, the sweatshirt. We don't need it all day today, but we are waking up in the 40s again this morning, so that's a good chill in the air, much like we've been used to the last couple of days. Afternoon does look a little bit better. We should end up lower and mid-70s for that high. A nice fall afternoon, but with a little bit of a breeze. And when I come back, I'll let you know if there's any warm-up in the near future, Carly.
Thank you, Stefano. People need to be rescued, and already the damage caused by Hurricane Ian, it is extensive. I'm live here on the alert desk with the images new into our newsroom this morning. That's in just minutes.
And we're also following breaking news for you. Firefighters are checking for hot spots right now. So this is at a house fire in West Nashville. This is on Mercomatic Court. A neighbor is the one who first saw the flames. It was in the back of the home. She called 911. Firefighters say they do not believe anyone's inside, but they will search inside once that fire is completely out. Again, an active search, active look for you. Live pictures right now. Stay with us. The very latest right here on WSMV4. Hey, good morning, folks. You're waking up to calm, cool weather here, but Stefano, certainly not the case still in Florida. You're tracking Ian right now.
And Ian has weakened to a tropical storm right now, but still producing winds of 65 miles per hour and still producing very heavy rainfall as well. That heaviest rain is now starting to work its way off to the north and east, but still seeing it heavy from Orlando, Daytona Beach, and eventually getting near Jacksonville as well. Let's take a look at Ian's movement north-northeast at around 8 miles per hour. I will quickly show you the rainfall totals that Ian has already produced, and we're talking over a foot of rain in some spots through central and southern Florida, from Daytona Beach all the way back through Sarasota and just south of Tampa. Let's throw a track on what's left over of Ian right now. It will actually head back out to sea in the Atlantic late today and going into the night tonight before it makes landfall once again along the South Carolina coast. That will happen Friday afternoon and still should be a tropical storm at this point, continuing to weaken as it goes deeper over land and weakening down to just some remnants by Saturday. It does look like the bulk of those remnants are going to stay away from the mid-state. If we do get any, it's going to be an isolated shower Saturday and going into Sunday. And if that does change, we will let you know. There's still a little bit of uncertainty with where that path is exactly going to go. So something we'll certainly watch for you. But today, you're stepping out the door this morning, grab the jacket once again, something we've been used to the last couple of days. This afternoon is a little warmer, though. Temperatures will climb back into the lower and mid-70s, but there's that breeze again, 15 miles per hour, occasionally gusting up around 25 miles per hour at times. Your lunch hour looks pretty good. Temperatures are in the 60s under plenty of sunshine. If there'll be a couple of spots that stay in the 60s this afternoon, it will be mostly east of I-65. If you want to get some outdoor exercise in today, it's another great day to do that. If it's a little too chilly this morning, afternoon and evening look pretty good, but I have no major weather alerts for any outdoor activities today. 79 will be our high temperature for tomorrow. Here's a look at Saturday and Sunday. Small chance of a shower as of now, but not everyone's going to see that. Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday, we're staying dry. Temperatures eventually climbing back to the upper 70s, and hey, maybe even back near 80 by the middle of next week, Holly.
All right, we know you'll track it all very closely for us, and we are just now beginning to get an idea of all the damage caused by Hurricane Ian. Carly's live on the alert desk for us, and you've actually been combing through some new video this morning.
I have, Holly. The images just keep coming into our newsroom, and I picked this one just because it illustrates the sheer power of this wind. You can see this stop sign here in Punta Gorda, horizontal, just sort of bouncing there on the ground, and this is just one example of the damage we're seeing. Check out this new video. This is a traffic light. Watch there. Boom, as it slams down onto the ground. You can see crews there working to get it out of the way. And then check out this cell phone video in Naples, Florida. You can see the fire and rescue department. They posted it on social media. They are wading through waist-deep water to remove equipment from inside their flooded out fire trucks. That fire hall bay just completely full of water. Fortunately, none of these firefighters were hurt while they were trying to do all this. The city of Naples has an emergency citywide curfew in effect right now due to the hazardous conditions out there on the streets, and that will remain in effect until further notice. Holly?
Goodness, just wild video this morning. Feeling for these folks. Hey, right now we know police are also investigating a shooting that took place at a high school. This was out in Oakland, California yesterday. The shooting at a complex that houses multiple schools. Well, students were evacuated from the complex, parents being instructed to meet their children at a nearby church. Police are investigating the situation this morning. Also this morning, we are now getting a look at some new surveillance video. It shows the suspects who police say killed a 14-year-old boy just outside a high school. This is in Philadelphia. We know 4 other teenagers were hurt in this shooting. As Joe Holden reports, this all happened during a football scrimmage.
What was heard and what was seen outside Roxborough High School Tuesday afternoon, with teenagers running for their lives, chased by other teenagers armed with guns and firing erratically. A nearby camera picked up the 64 shots fired at 5 14 to 17-year-olds. Nicholas Elizalde, a 14-year-old from Havertown, was shot in the chest and died. He was leaving a football scrimmage with teammates. 4 others who were shot will survive. Police say the teen shooters were waiting.
We see things that make us believe that it's a targeted attack. They wait there for 6 minutes for the game to end a whole bunch of players walked by the car and they waited for a specific group to come, and that's when the attack came.
And brand new information, police say a 17-year-old gunshot victim chased down by one of the shooters on Tuesday had been shot before in the attempted carjacking of an Uber driver. That's according to multiple Philadelphia police sources. The sheer number of bullets fired left detectives a day later pinpointing where as many as 10 shots hit the Roxborough High building.
Motive's going to be unknown, but we do believe that one or two of the individuals within that group were specifically targeted. We don't believe that they were targeted because they were members of the football team. They are obviously very dangerous individuals, and the need is great to have them identified and taken off the streets as quickly as possible.
Now, that was Joe Holden reporting right there. We know the 4 injured teens, thankfully, are expected to survive. Now, in addition to the 5 suspects seen on that surveillance video, police say they're also looking for a 6th suspect. Investigators believe they may all be juveniles. Now, police are offering a $40,000 reward this morning in this case. Some other sad news this morning. We know rapper Coolio has died. His manager says the rapper died yesterday afternoon at a friend's home in L.A. Coolio, whose real name was artist Leon Ivy Jr., had a music career that spanned more than 3 decades. He was 59. The cause of his death is not known at this time. Well, a basic and necessary part of every Nashville business is now a target for thieves. Outdoor AC units are being stripped for their copper. We know at least 4 different stores and restaurants had their AC units outside the building stripped. Maynard's Heating and Cooling also had dozens of units and tools stolen from their maintenance trucks. They say it's costing them thousands of dollars.
The AC units have copper coils, and they have aluminum and things like that in that they can take and sell for scrap and get money out of. What that does is just increase prices to our customers.
Business owners we talked to say they're being forced to lock up their AC units or install cameras to try and deter thieves, and they recommend that you do the same. All right, coming up on 6:20, lots of you about to hit the roads hoping for good news. How are we shaping up out there right now, Ryan?
Good morning to you, Holly. We're starting to see slowdowns in West Nashville. So if you're traveling at the 440, I-40 loop right there, or junction into West Nashville, you're going to see 2 lanes blocked off with cones. Let's pull up that traffic flow map for you. You can see right there. We're hearing from TDOT that there are 2 lanes blocked. Once again, the I-40 westbound exit at 205 Delaware Avenue. Let's take a look at those drive times for you. Franklin to downtown, 22 minutes. Bellevue will take you 16 minutes. 32 minutes from Murfreesboro and 27 minutes from Gallatin, Holly.
All right, Ryan. And firefighters right now are checking for hot spots. This is at this house fire. It's on Murco-Matic Court in West Nashville. We're working to learn if anyone was inside the house. That story and much more straight ahead right here on WSMV4. Good morning, 6:23. Congress is rushing to avoid a federal government shutdown. We know both chambers have to pass a funding bill. The president has to sign it by tomorrow's deadline. Otherwise, the government will run out of money. So Amy Kiley has the latest on this last-minute scramble.
The clock is ticking for lawmakers to avoid a government shutdown. Time runs out on Friday.
We must work fast to finish the process here on the floor, send a CR to the House, and then send it to the president's desk.
The good news is both parties seem optimistic.
I think we've got this in the area where it should pass.
One sticking point came from Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. He had wanted to include a permitting review change to help a pipeline running through his state. He withdrew the proposal amid bipartisan opposition. The result was a funding plan that 72 senators supported during a procedural vote Tuesday.
The president asked for about $45 billion in the supplemental. We've now negotiated it down to about 17.
Those negotiations have continued right up to the final hours, a pattern in recent years.
That's how you know it's fall in the United States. When you can feel the first threat of government shutdown in the air.
Even if lawmakers pass the current plan, they'll only fund the government until December 16th. I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Vice President Kamala Harris is overseas right now at the demilitarized zone. We know that area known as the DMZ divides North and South Korea. Her visit comes on the heels of North Korea's latest missile launch. Now, the vice president visited troops and their families stationed there at the DMZ. She will tour the area and receive an operational briefing from U.S. commanders there. Back home, the Pentagon is now giving more aid to Ukraine. The Department of Defense announced another $1.1 billion aid package. Now, this help comes after a series of Russia-orchestrated referendums in occupied territory. The White House is calling the votes a sham. The Biden administration says it will not recognize any annexed territory as part of Russia. And as we take it a break, we're going to take you back out live to this house fire. This is in West Nashville. Well, the fire is now out as crews have been checking for hot spots. It's out on Mercomatic Court. Crews have been on the scene for about 2 hours now. Still ahead, the latest on what we know. Also, more breaking news we're following for you this morning. We know one person is dead following a shooting overnight just outside a Murfreesboro restaurant. Our colleague Gordon will have details on the alert desk. We'll have the latest on that. Also, 2 new shooting investigations overnight in Antioch. Sadly, one of them leaves a teenager dead this morning. We are live gathering the latest information for you. And we're checking in with you, Stefano.
And a nice chill in the air to start off the day once again across Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. Grab the light jacket, grab yourself a nice hot coffee as you're headed out the door, and you might even need the seat heaters on in the car again. Well, plenty of sunshine, though, through the morning commute. No major problems. And when I come back, we're going to talk about a little warm-up coming next week, Ryan.
And you might need a few extra minutes as you head out the door today. Let's take a look at those drive times for you. Hendersonville to downtown Nashville on I-65, 18 minutes, 22 minutes if you're coming in from Lebanon, 57 minutes coming in from Dixon on I-40, and 47 minutes from Clarksville this morning. WSMV4 News Today. We'll be right back.
WSMV4 News. Today starts now with this breaking news alert.
Thanks for starting your day with us here on WSMV4. Busy morning, folks. Let's get you to our breaking stories this morning. First, just into our newsroom, Murfreesboro police are looking for a gunman this morning after a man is shot and killed just outside a restaurant. Let's get you over to Carly Gordon. She's on the alert desk with the latest on this. Carly.
Hey there, Holly. This happened just before midnight outside the McDonald's on Rutherford Boulevard. Murfreesboro police say the victim may have been arguing with the gunman moments before he was shot and killed in the parking lot there. When police got there, they say the 24-year-old victim was unconscious in a car with a gun near him. Investigators say bullets damaged a window near the restaurant entrance and 2 parked cars. Employees hid in the building until it was safe to come out. Right now, detectives are working to find a suspect. They're also trying to figure out a motive here. If you can help them, they definitely want to hear from you, Holly.
All right, Carly, and we continue to follow more breaking news this morning. Crews are checking for hot spots right now after battling a house fire. This is out in West Nashville. This is on Mercomatic Court. A neighbor says she saw the fire first in the back of the home. She called 911. Well, firefighters do not believe anyone is inside. The fire was put out just minutes ago. You can still see some flames there in the back. Crews will continue to check for hot spots as they do search for any possible victims. All right, more breaking news to get to. While you were sleeping, we know dozens of bullets were fired. Sadly, this left a teenager dead this morning, 3 others injured. Let's get you out live to Joylyn Bukovac. She is joining us in Antioch this morning. Good morning to you, Joylyn. So what's the latest there?
Hi, good morning. Well, Metro Police are investigating 2 different shootings that happened right here in Antioch around 11 o'clock last night. The first shooting happened just after 11 o'clock along the 1500 block of Old Hickory Boulevard. Metro Police say a man was shot in the Burger King parking lot and then ran to the gas station across the street to get some help. He then collapsed, but he is expected to be okay. Police are looking for that shooter. Then just 45 minutes later, there was a shootout at the Stone Ridge apartment complex in Antioch. Investigators say dozens of gunshots were fired there. A car with 3 teenagers inside of it crashed into other cars while peeling out of that parking lot, trying to get away from the person shooting at them. They made it about a half a mile down the road and called for help. Medics say there was 1 teenager that was found dead outside of the car. The other 2 are in the hospital right now being treated for gunshot wounds. Police are trying to figure out who shot at them and why. Holly?
Goodness, so many questions still with this. Thank you, Joy Lynn. We will also get to the latest on Ian slamming Orlando overnight, but first, check this out here. Beautiful start to your morning. Stefano, folks do need that jacket, though. Off to a cool start.
It is another chilly start once again, and this afternoon is actually going to be a little bit warmer than what we saw through yesterday, because remember, yesterday afternoon, there were plenty of spots that stayed in the 60s. But as you're waking the kids up this morning, you're getting ready to send them out to the bus stop, make sure they have that light jacket or sweatshirt ready to go, but no major issues. Temperatures just in the 40s. For the most part this morning. We're still clinging on to that 50 right now in Nashville and down through Lawrenceburg. Franklin, though, down to 48. Lafayette at 45. Good morning in Clarksville and Hopkinsville, both at 46. Paris 48. And Parsons also right near 50. Not a bad wind this morning, but up to 5 to 10 miles per hour right now. And coming from the northeast, that's going to keep that fall-like feel with us through the rest of our day today and pretty much through this weekend as well. Keep in mind, it is going to get a little breezy as we go through the afternoon. First alert live radar looking good, though. We do not have any rain to talk about. Should be pretty smooth sailing as we are out and about for that morning commute. Just a little sun glare to keep in mind over the next couple of hours. And when I come back, I will give you an update on what we saw from Ian overnight last night, where it's going next, if we could see any problems here in the mid-state. But for right now, here's a check on the roadways with Ryan.
Thanks, Stefano. Madison, Antioch, West Nashville, all areas seeing some accidents this morning, so you do want to head out a little bit earlier. Let's start in West Nashville this morning. This one is on I-40 westbound. 2 lanes have been blocked off. This was right before exit 205 at Delaware Ave. I was able to check the TDOT cameras, and it looks like that one's starting to clear, but still might be experiencing some backup. When we head down to Antioch this morning, you can see Haywood Lane. There's a crash at Apache Trail. Originally, it was reported as an injury crash. Now it just says that there is property damage. So that's the good news there. Shouldn't cause you too many issues and should be cleared soon. When we head up here, you can see that there is a crash at Old Hickory Boulevard westbound, a crash at MacArthur Drive. Once again, it's not on Old Hickory Boulevard, so you should be fine right there. Let's take a look at those drive times really quickly for you. Spring Hill to downtown Nashville, 31 minutes this morning, 17 minutes if you're heading in from Mount Juliet, and 23 minutes from White House. Holly?
All right, Ryan, thank you. Also this morning, Ian has now been downgraded to a tropical storm. We're starting to see video of some of that damage left behind. Carly's on the alert desk talking about a monster storm devastating so many areas.
Absolutely, Holly. And the video coming into our newsroom, it proves it. This here is video coming out of Placida, and it's some of the best I've seen in terms of illustrating what this storm is capable of. Now, you can see the wind ripping off the roof here. The storm chaser shooting the video, you hear him say, whoa and wow, such a dangerous place to be right there. Palm trees came crashing to the ground and debris is seen flying through the air. Millions are without power. Many need to be rescued, but emergency responders, they're being impacted as well. Here you can see firefighters trying to save what they could out of their fire trucks that are full of water. We're told the 911 system was actually down in Lee County, so they're having trouble getting help to the people who need it. Holly?
They need help themselves.
That's right.
My goodness, so much water. All right, Carly, one area hit hard. Of course, we've been talking about Fort Myers, close to where Ian first hit during the afternoon hours yesterday. Well, the mayor is saying he watched as those streets began to fill with water and the winds blew through buildings. Now he says 96% of his city doesn't have power this morning. Fort Myers is one of the cities under a mandatory evacuation, but some people chose to stay. Like this man right here in his house. Take a look at this. He's standing on his second floor balcony right there. His first floor completely underwater. Well, the owner is trapped, but he says he's not worried about himself.
My concern is that's how high that water is in a one-story house. I've got a neighbor 2 doors down. She's maybe 80. She's trapped in a house that at most has a 10-foot ceiling in the same 6-7 feet of water I have on my bottom floor.
So you're just praying all those people manage to get out. Unfortunately, we do know the mayor of Fort Myers is saying there isn't much the city can even do right now.
We will get to them as soon as we can, as soon as the winds die down, the water subsides, and the roads are cleared.
Now, there are thousands waking up in shelters this morning all over the state for people who had nowhere to go, but there is help on the way. FEMA, the Coast Guard, the Salvation Army, and many others all heading to parts of Florida hit by Ian.
We're ready to move in there and to affect change, positive change, and to give that kind of relief to those who have been hurt so badly.
And that includes right here from our state. We know Governor Lee is deploying 1,200 National Guardsmen and women. They will help with response and recovery.
You know, it's devastating, and again, that's why it's humbling to be able to put on the uniform, be able to go out and be able to help.
We know they will move into North Florida today before getting sent on to the hardest hit areas. We also know Middle Tennesseans already are down in Florida. They are with the Red Cross right here preparing to give out food. They are in the Orlando area where they will learn where to go next. Now, as Tropical Storm Ian continues to head through Florida, make sure you're staying with us right here on our WSMV4 weather app. Also, breaking news that we're following right now, talking about this house fire. So this is out on Merkelmatic Court, that's here in West Nashville. Crews have been working to put out these flames for about 2 hours now. You can still see some of those flames in the back of the house. Our Thomas Davis is on the scene right now. You're looking at live pictures right here. We are working to learn, trying to confirm if anyone was inside the home. Stay with us right here. And we're checking in with you, Stefano.
And good morning, everyone. Nice chilly start to our day again. A cool afternoon, but not quite as cool as what we saw yesterday. Grab that jacket as you're headed out the door this morning. I think we'll be able to take off the second layer as we go through the afternoon. We'll have plenty of sunshine today. The wind will be everywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour. Could gust over 20 at times, so a little breezy today. When I come back, I'll give you a sneak peek of our weekend. I'll let you know if we're expecting any remnants from Ian with your full forecast.
Good morning. All right, we want to take you back out live right now to this house fire. This is in West Nashville. If you're just waking up with us, this is out on Merkelmatic Court. Crews have been on the scene for nearly 2 hours or so. Our Thomas Davis is on the scene right now. We know a neighbor saw the fire first, saw those flames in the back of the house. She's the one who called 911. We know fire crews do not believe there's anyone inside, but they say they will search inside once the fire is completely out. So we'll keep you posted for sure. All right, good looking weather right here, 643. We're checking in with you, Stefano. You're also following the very latest, the track on Ian right now.
And so much happening overnight last night. Over a foot of rain falling throughout parts of Florida. I mean, over 2.5 million people right now are without power in central and southern Florida, and the damage reports coming in are just absolutely catastrophic. Right now, Ian has weakened to a tropical storm with winds of 65 miles per hour, but still seeing a lot of heavier rainfall. As Ian gets closer to the east coast of Florida, it's going to start to feed in from that moisture from the Atlantic, and that's going to keep the heavy rain and the flooding threat going even through the Carolinas. Right now, the winds of 65 miles per hour moving to the north-northeast at just around 8 miles per hour. Let's quickly throw a track on Ian for you. It will move out to sea going late into our afternoon today and into the overnight tonight. That's going to keep Ian a tropical storm as it makes landfall once again in the coast of South Carolina. Right around the Charleston area will be the next landfall area we'll be watching. And because it is still going to have that moisture fuel, we should still be looking at some heavier rainfall from the Carolinas, maybe parts of Georgia as well. Ian then weakens down to just remnants by the time we get to the weekend. Looks like it's far enough to our east going into our Saturday and Sunday that we will miss out on the bulk of the rainfall here in the mid-state. So we are not expecting any big problems from the remnants of Ian, but I'm still not going to totally rule out a weekend shower for now. Just keep checking back. We still have a couple days to go, and we'll give you the latest updates on that for now. But if you're stepping outside this morning, it is chilly. If you're taking your furry friends for a walk or just outside to start off the day, be sure to grab that jacket, just like the last couple of days. We've certainly got this down, right? 64 by the time we get to 11 o'clock, so we'll be in the 60s by the late part of this morning. And unlike yesterday, we'll actually get back into the 70s for most of the area. So here is your lunch hour. Some areas are already pushing close to 70, and by the way, there'll be plenty of sunshine today. If there will be a couple of 60s, it'll be in parts of the Cumberland Plateau, but lower to mid-70s elsewhere. 75 in Nashville and Murfreesboro, Columbia 72, and Clarksville 72 as well. The kids have practice or a game after school today. No big weather worries to talk about, but we will quickly drop down to the 60s by the middle to late stages of this evening, so you still might want to have that jacket ready even later today, because remember, it does stay breezy through the afternoon. We're down near 50 tonight. Some spots will still wake up in the 40s tomorrow morning. 79 in the afternoon under plenty of sunshine. Saturday and Sunday, I'm still not totally ruling out a shower, but right now the trend is that the bulk of the moisture from the remnants of Ian will stay out of our area, though we will see some more cloud cover. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, sunshine will make a comeback, and 80 degrees may make a comeback as well for parts of our area, Holly.
All right, Stefano, with the latest. Hey, new for you this morning, Tennessee State Republicans have sent out this letter right here. They're requesting that Vanderbilt's Medical Center stop gender transition surgeries. Now, it's based on an article and podcast episode from a conservative news site saying Vanderbilt's transgender treatment is abusive, saying there are serious ethical concerns. Vanderbilt says their treatments require parental involvement if the patient's under 18, and their policies allow employees not to participate if they have moral, personal, or religious objections. Governor Bill Lee says he wants the hospital investigated. In the letter, the representatives asked for a response from Vanderbilt in the next 10 days, and that the hospital's reaction will determine the next steps once the General Assembly starts next year. Also this morning, Ezekiel Kelly, seen right here, is facing more charges, 26 of them, all from the shooting spree out in Memphis. In that shooting spree, we know 3 people died, 3 others were injured. These charges range from more counts of first-degree murder, reckless endangerment, carjacking, robbery, theft, and evading arrest. Well, Kelly will be back in court. That happens October for a preliminary hearing. We know the county DA believes a conviction could come within months. Today, you can stop by Robert Churchwell Elementary to get free diapers. United Healthcare is putting this on. They say Tennessee families do struggle with diaper insecurity, and they are looking to help you. Stop by from 3:30 this afternoon to 6 o'clock. You can also get a free flu shot at that same event. Now, you can also stop by Metro School's English Learner office today to get COVID-19 boosters. So this is out at 615 Fessy Park. These latest boosters specifically target those subvariants. They make up a majority of cases. You can head over starting at 9 a.m. This will run until 1 this afternoon. All right, we're at 6:48. We're checking in with those drive times. Ryan, how are we looking right now?
Good morning to you, Holly. Our roads are starting to clear, but it's still a good idea to try and leave a couple minutes early this morning, just because we're really seeing those drive times fluctuate. Hendersonville to downtown Nashville this morning will take you 24 minutes, 25 minutes coming in from Lebanon on I-40, 56 minutes if you're heading in from Dixon this morning, and 48 minutes if you're heading in from Clarksville. Holly.
All right. Carly, over to you.
Happening right now, rescues across the state of Florida. People are trapped in their homes and in their cars. We'll show you right after the break.
Good morning, 6:52. Let's get you back out to some breaking news we've been following all morning. Right now, we know crews are putting out a house fire. This is in West Nashville right now. Carly's on the alert desk with the latest on all of this. Carly?
Hey there, Holly. Our photojournalist Thomas Davis is there right now. This is his live shot, and as the sun is now up, you can see what is happening out there. Several firefighters out there trying to douse the remaining flames. This is on Metromatic Court. That's right off of Charlotte Avenue in West Nashville. A neighbor saw the flames in the back. They're the ones that called 911. The fire, it spread quickly to the roof. Investigators will be working over the next several hours to figure out how this happened. The good news, firefighters don't believe anyone was in this home when the fire started. Holly?
All right, Carly, with the latest. Also, right now, several people are without a home after an apartment fire, this one in Clarksville. Crews were called to the complex on Verkler Drive just before 8 last night. They say one tenant turned the stove on and then left the apartment. 8 apartments had to be evacuated. The Red Cross was called in to help those families. Murfreesboro police are right now looking for a gunman after a man was shot and killed just outside a restaurant. This happened just before midnight. It was outside the McDonald's there on Rutherford Boulevard. Officers say the victim may have been arguing with the gunman just moments before he was shot and killed right there in the parking lot. When police arrived, they say the 24-year-old victim was unconscious in a car with a gun near him. Right now, detectives are working to find a suspect. Now, if you can help, they want to hear from you this morning. Also breaking from overnight, Metro Police launched 2 new shooting investigations while you were sleeping. We know a teenager was killed just before midnight. That shooting happened at the Stone Ridge Apartments. This is out on Piccadilly Row. 2 other teens were also shot. They're now being treated at a hospital this morning. Now, police say the 3 victims were trying to drive away from a shootout, but they crashed into several cars. Right now, there's no word on possible suspects as of yet. Also breaking overnight, a man's in the hospital after a shooting just outside of Burger King. This happened just after 11 last night. This is at the restaurant on Old Hickory Boulevard. Police say someone shot the man in the parking lot and then took off. Well, the victim collapsed after running to the nearby Exxon gas station right there for help. There is no word on who police believe shot that man as of yet. Also, right now we know rescues are underway this morning in Florida. We'll get you back over to Carly. She's on the alert desk. Carly, you're actually seeing video of some of these rescues as they are happening this morning.
That's right, Holly. Check this out. This is video shot in Naples. You see a firefighter here breaking a car window to get into this car so he can get the woman trapped inside out. You can just imagine what's going through this woman's mind as she then wades through waist-deep water with help from firefighters. And then here you see emergency responders again in Naples helping this person. The water here, it is up to their chest. They're actually having to carry things on top of their heads. Right now, many, many more people are needing help. Officials tell us when it is safe, they'll have search and rescue teams responding from the air, the sea, and on the ground. The death toll we are now hearing, it could be in the hundreds. Much, much more on Ian and its impact coming up on the Today Show. Holly?
Just heartbreaking. Sure, so much devastation. All right, switching gears, Stefano, we have a great looking day ahead for folks here.
We really do. It is a chilly start, though, so grab that jacket as you're headed out the door this morning. We'll actually top off back in the 70s today, so a little better than yesterday, but still a little breezy today. The wind will gust up and around 20 miles per hour, maybe just over that. At times, 79 tomorrow. Still not ruling out a couple of light shower remnants this weekend from Ian. Looking very isolated. No major problems that we're expecting. And then next week, we'll try to get back near 80, Ryan.
Stefano, we're just dealing with one traffic accident right now. It's a stalled vehicle on I-65 westbound, rather. That's at Brick Church Pike. When we take a live look out there right now, you can see that it is on the right-hand shoulder of the interstate on I-65 westbound. Drive times looking okay right now. Franklin to downtown, 23 minutes. 50 minutes, however, if you're coming in from Murfreesboro. 15 minutes from Bellevue and 35 minutes from Gallatin.
All right, we're also taking you back out to that breaking news right here. One last time, this house fire, this is out in West Nashville on Mercomatic Court. Crews have been on this for hours. It looks like basically the fire is out now. Just they've been trying to get those last minute hot spots right there. We've been covering this all morning. We'll of course keep you updated throughout the morning, throughout the day today. Goodness, lots of breaking news.
Busy morning.
Woo, yeah, we're gonna have more for you, of course. Every 30 minutes throughout the Today Show, we've got news, weather, and traffic, more local updates throughout the day. Stay with us. We're back. Carly will have a show coming up at 11. Hope you'll join me at noon. Enjoy your day, everybody.